Everybody needs a coach in life. Coaching businesses and entrepreneurs like you to spike an additional 40% to your bottom line. Michael Burt is a multi-championship coach, best-selling author, trainer, motivator, and all-around super coach. Now, from the Greatness Factory Studios, this is Super Coach.
Hey there, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. Every week I come into your life really to do three things: multiply your life, multiply your money, and multiply your business. And I've been out on the road so much lately. For example, I'm in Seaside, Florida right now at our beautiful 9-bedroom property down in Florida. And I just told my team, I want and need to create more content every single week. I want to pump out the Super Coach show no matter where I am in the world. So I've been making sales calls today. I've been just enjoying the property down here over the last couple of days. So I wanted to pump out a Super Coach to you. We believe everybody needs a good coach in their life. We believe a good coach can change your life. And I want to give you content every single week because I'm out in the trenches, folks. I'm out in the world and in the trenches coaching so many people that I see trends and patterns and rhythms and distractions. And that's really what I want to talk to you about today is how to clear your mechanism. You know, in the old days, there was a movie called For Love of the Game that had Kevin Costner in it. And he was a Major League Baseball pitcher, right? And he came into the game and it was in this big stadium, and he had this little saying, clear the mechanism. And over the last 30, 60, 90 days, I've seen so much distraction in people. And so it really got me thinking, man, I need to do a course on how to clear the mechanism, on distraction. So this month in my coaching program, Monster Producer, I have been breaking down the concept of distraction, how to avoid distraction, how to eliminate distraction, how to identify distraction. So in today's Super Coach show, I want you thinking, I'm going to give you some tools and strategies and tactics and techniques that I use to clear my mechanism. Because if you're like me, you got a lot of noise going on up here. You got a lot of noise going on up here. You got a lot of distraction. You got people pulling at you. You got bozos. You got somebody that acted a fool this week. You got whatever, employee issues, personal issues, team issues, customer issues. Like if you do anything at a big level, guys, if you do anything at a big level, you're going to have all these issues. And I remember being in Grant Cardone's office one day in Miami, and I was talking to him about having this coaching program that had X number of hundreds of people in there. And he said, oh, you just got you got expensive babysitting service. That's what you got. He said, wait till you have 200,000 customers. See how many problems you got then, coach. So I want to give you some tools today on Super Coach that'll help you eliminate distraction and help you clear your mechanism. A distraction is anything that pulls you away from your primary priorities. A priority in your life is something that you deem important, you deem valuable, you deem it's at the top of the list. Well, a distraction pulls, remember that word, it pulls apart. Like discourage takes away, encourage gives. Distraction pulls apart. Many times what pulls you apart is an adversity. And we're going to define, for the purposes of today's show, adversity as an unwanted outcome. It is a departure away from the ideal scene. You have a picture in your mind of how it's going to go, and it don't go the way you thought it was going to go. You have departed away from the ideal picture in your mind. Therefore, you have adversity, unwanted outcome. Now, the question becomes, how do you handle that outcome? How do you handle that adversity? How do you handle that departure away from the ideal scene? Okay. Here's a question I would ask you. How much time, money, energy is distraction costing you? And think about this concept of emotional tax. A tax is something that is levied on a profit, right? Like an emotional tax steals away your joy, your energy, your mojo. Okay. So when you're thinking about this, when it comes to distraction, I asked Tim Grover once this question: do top players ever lose their confidence? Michael Jordan ever lose his confidence? Did Kobe Bryant ever lose his confidence? Did Dwayne Wade ever lose his confidence? And guess what they told me? He said they never lose their confidence, but they did lose their focus. I've never forgotten that. When you're not hitting your sales goals, it's because you're distracted. You're distracted by something. You could be distracted by success. You could be distracted by failure. You could be distracted by something, an adversity, an unwanted outcome. You could be distracted by a third party that creates conflict in your life. You could be distracted by so many things. Distraction, right? If you had to say right now, what are the top distractions that pull you away from production, what would it be? Okay, here's something I learned many years ago. Between what happens to me, that's a stimulus, and my response to what happens to me is a space. And in that space lies my ability to choose my response. This is an old Coveyism. Between stimulus and response is a space, and in that space lies your ability to choose response. That means you can't pull me into drama unless I choose to participate. You can't pull me into low value unless I allow you to. You can't take away my confidence unless I give it to you. See, I'm in control of me. And because I'm in control of me, you ain't control of me. Stimulus and response. Now, what Covey taught us is this concept of the circle of control and the circle of concern. Circle of concern are things you're concerned about, but you can do nothing about. Circle of control, things you can do something about. These are things you can influence. So when we come back from the break, I'm going to show you some areas. I'm going to give you 6, 7, 8 areas that I think distraction could be coming from. And then I want you to be thinking, what is distracting you right now? Right? Like I'm down in Florida. I'm at a beautiful property that we own. We do retreats down here. We call it Sabbatical. And we're going to be rolling out retreats for 2018. We got the lodge back in Tennessee. We just purchased a place in Nashville, Tennessee to do these beautiful retreats. I'm going to be rolling out some things that we're doing. There's my wife back there in the background. This is going on YouTube, sweetheart. So thousands of people will get to see you wearing that monster producer gear. She's out doing some work around the house today. Now, here's the point. I'm going to give you 8 or 9 things that could distract you. So when I come back from the break, I'm Coach Michael Burt. This is Super Coach. Okay, everybody needs a good coach in life. If I'm not coaching you, why not? Because this is the kind of stuff I'm teaching people how to 8 times, 10 times their income by removing distraction.
Thank you for coming in. I want to ask you a question as we start today. How many of you have ever had a really good coach in your life? How many of you have ever had a bad coach? I want you to think about a big concept that we're going to talk about today. Very seldom do I hear a person say, I would run through the wall for my manager. But I do hear people say, I would run through the wall for my coach. I'm a big believer that every manager in the world will have to become a coach. So many years ago, I developed a program called Turn Your Managers into Coaches. And it is a book about activating human potential. It is a book about how you become a great coach. So today, that's all I did. How do you recruit and attract? How do you coach and develop? How do you retain and insulate? And I feel like these people walked out of here on fire, with enthusiasm, with tools, with strategies they need to go out there and be the best coach. They're going to be a steward of potential. A detractor is a person that is on board, but they really already quit. They're actually saying negative things about you in the market. They're telling people negative things about you. They're detracting from your value in the market. A promoter is saying good things about you, but only when they're asked about you. Like, what's it like working with this person? Oh, it's good, it's positive, it's upbeat, it's good. That's a promoter. That would be a 6, 7, 8, 9 on a scale. Or what if you say how bald into you this? Look, I'm a 15 on a scale of 10. I'm an advocate. I am actively fighting for you. Some of the biggest strategies I taught today were the whole person theory, how to tap into the body, the mind, the heart, and the spirit, how to have critical conversations, how to coach to a system, how to retain and insulate. Like all day it was just strategy after strategy, how to activate prey drive. Like I'm telling you, man, this is one of my favorite workshops of all time. I'm a coach, I love coaching, and I love teaching other people how to coach. So check this out. We will have the video recording of this up so you can purchase it as if you're spending a day with me at the lodge. Love on people, body, mind, heart, spirit, and you will retain people. The key to the many is to the one. The key to the many is to the one.
Welcome back. I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. Every week, I come to you typically from the Greatness Factory, but I have not been in the Greatness Factory except 1 or 2 times in the last 30 or 40 days because my travel schedule, man, I've been out around the world, meeting new folks, coaching new people, building an international market. I happen to be down in Seaside, Florida. It's a 9-bedroom, beautiful property that we just took possession of November 1st. So excited to have this because this is truly a beautiful, beautiful place. So I'm here, but I'm thinking. And I'm thinking about my topic this month in my coaching program of Monster Producer. That program, by the way, is at $997 for the year. This is ridiculous, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm giving you a year's worth of coaching, Monday accountability session, Tuesday, Thursday rhythm, 2 times to watch the program live, simulcast, weekly strategy to your email, private Facebook group, access to events for $997. If you don't go to my website, do it right now. Okay, don't blame me when it goes back up to 5,000 G's. Okay, and you could have got in 4,000 G's cheaper. So if you're interested in me coaching you for a year, being in the coaching program, this is the #1 time for you to be in there. Get it right now for $997. Go to CoachBurt.com. You can't miss it with the big promo up there. And while I'm at it, the podcast brought to you by my good friend Stephen R. Hotze, Stephen F. Hotze. Dr. Hotze, Hotze Health and Wellness Center, out there in Houston, Texas. That's where I get all my energy from. Doc Hotze's got me running tight. And if you're serious about getting your energy to a high level and performing at a high frequency, you got to go down to the Hotze Health and Wellness Center. It's like going to the Ritz-Carlton. Okay, it's like going to the Ritz-Carlton for healthcare. They check your blood, they get your engine, they check your pipes, they make sure you're running good, they get you on a regimen, minus the use of pharmaceutical drugs, and they help you perform at a much higher frequency. Now, we're talking about distraction. What is a distraction? Anything that pulls you away. Let me give you some 8 or 9 areas that could be distracting you. Number 1, your purpose and your goals are too small. Think about big time people. Think about the biggest thing you need to get re-excited about, re-enthused about. Okay? When you got big goals, you don't get distracted. Big time people don't get distracted. They don't major in the minors. Big time people do not major in the minors. You don't get pulled away into low value activity and blah, 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 and this is that, blah. Come on, man. Let's get serious. Number 2, you got a lack of clarity about your dominant focus. Dominant focus is a single tangible outcome for you to drive in a 12-month cycle as measured in 30-day windows. Okay. If you don't have a dominant focus, you're going to get distracted because you're not pushing toward anything. You don't have a championship to win. Number 3, lack of clarity about time systems. We use a time system. We rest, we practice, we play. That's from Dan Sullivan. We rest, we practice, we play. All good. So we use this time system to do this. Then we have dedicated periods during the day, like we meet with the team at 8:15. Then we meet again at 12:30. From 9 to 11, we do nothing but focus on new money. From 1 to 3:30, we focus on new money. Like, these are new money periods for us. It's a time system. Okay. Maybe you get distracted because you don't have a time system. There is a confusion. A confusion is randomness in motion. Maybe you have a lack of clarity about the main things. Lack of priority. Maybe you have a willingness to allow other people to pull you into low value activity. Now that you know stimulus and response, now that you understand stimulus and response, you should never allow another person to pull you into low value activity. Never. And maybe you participate in drama, which is low, wasted, negative energy. Now, let me give you some more. These are all things that will distract you. And then we're going to come back in the third segment. I'm going to show you how to eliminate these distractions, how to clear that mechanism. How to clear that mechanism, okay? What about this one? Willingness to allow a third party to affect your thinking. Now, this is an interesting one. Where does drama really come from? People ask me. There are some theories out there that believe that all drama or conflict is created by a third party person. Like, you and I are good with each other. We got good rapport. We got good relationship. We got good belief in each other. We got good everything. And then this person rolls into the equation, and they begin to tell me negative things about you. Plants a seed of doubt in my mind. Now, it doesn't plant a seed of doubt in my mind because I don't listen to other people. I base my personal opinion of another person on my personal interaction with them. That's what mature people do. Mature people base their personal opinion of another person on their experience with the person. Immature people base their personal opinion based on a third party. Don't allow third party people to create drama for you. Maybe your distraction is a willingness to listen to your feelings versus fight through your feelings. Could your feelings be a distraction? Got my feelings hurt. Now I'm mad. Now I'm angry. Now I'm disappointed. Now I got anxiety. Woke up this morning, didn't feel like doing it because I don't feel like doing it. Now I'm distracted very easily. Don't feel like going 7 touches in the fall. Don't feel like prospecting. Maybe your feelings are your biggest distraction. What about this one? Willingness to easily get off the system. Maybe you're on a weight loss system that you very easily get distracted and get off. Maybe you're on a no drinking system. You very easily get knocked off of it. Maybe you're on a time system of prospecting. You very easily get knocked off on it. And let me finish with this one. What if success or failure could be a distraction? I can't tell you how many successful dudes that I see or doodads. They get real successful and then they get lazy. The success becomes a distraction. They get caught up in this and this and this and this and this. They're buying things they don't need. They're participating in things they don't need. They're getting partnerships they don't need, right? Like it's crazy. So success can become a distraction and failure can become a distraction. When I come back from the break, I want to break down this concept of how do you clear the mechanism. You're watching Coach Michael Burt. You can get this on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Podcast Republic, on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Listen, I want to say it again. If you're out there and you need focus and you need to eliminate distraction, you need to be in my coaching program, A Monster Producer. It's $997 right now. It's the lowest it'll ever be. Okay, 1 year of coaching for $997. You get me every month. You get me on the Monday calls. You don't get Coach Kurt. You get old Coach Burt. So sign up now. Go to CoachBurt.com. Click on the November special, Thanksgiving special. Don't blame me when you want to come back and it's $5,000 a year because that price fluctuates. We're running a special right now. There are people getting in like crazy. I think I had 4 get in today. I think we'll be getting 20 people in a day, just to be honest with you, that price point. So when I come back from the break, I'm going to break down 4 or 5 strategies I use to clear the mechanism.
I'm here at the Relentless Monster Producer event. It's an intimate event that is like none other I've ever attended. The small group, the stuff we were able to talk about, the interaction between the speakers and the hosts and the guests, and among the guests among each other is second to none. This is something really, really special. It gives you a chance to really, really dig deep into the issues that are holding you back and things that aren't letting you be the person that you really want to be. You know, I always like to think of myself as, you know, I'm the family member nobody wants in their family, but I'm the family member you need in your family. Well, everybody has to have that one individual in there that kind of gives it to you straight. This is how it is. And we miss that. We really do. We miss the accountability. We miss having someone that tells it like it is.
Well, the first thing I would tell you about working with Tim Grover is he's a world-class person. This is very important. His whole intention on this retreat has been to make sure that people that come to this retreat get their expectations exceeded.
Write 3 things now down that are distracting you from you achieving your goals or whatever you want in life, whatever it may be. If there's one thing that you end up taking out of this event that hits you, you got more than your money's worth, because that's where change starts. It's something you can take and you can use and make it your own. At this type of event, at the Relentless Monster Retreat event, everybody in here got something they could take that can possibly be life-altering to them.
Hey there, you're watching Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. I'm at my 9-bedroom house down in Seaside, Florida. Going to be rolling out some retreats here. Check them all out at CoachBurt.com. If you've never been on retreat with me, so cool to come to a place like this. We ride bicycles, we go biking, we go to the ocean, we eat great food, we have camaraderie, we spend good time together. It's just a cool thing, man. Down in Seaside, Florida, our retreat house is called Sabbatical, and we own this property down in Florida. We own a nice lodge in Tennessee, about to own a place in Nashville that they're constructing, and we're looking for other properties around the country to do this that we can enjoy and use as coaching cycles. That's part of intentional congruence you hear me talk about. Let me finish the show today by giving you some strategies that I clear the mechanism with. Number one, sometimes you got to rework your dominant focus. Maybe you're way off your goals for this year. There's no way that you're going to hit your goals. You need to rework for the last 60 days of the year. Maybe you need to focus on effort. Maybe you need to focus on activities. You may need to check the oil. You may need to check the numbers. You may need to reset your expectation. I'm not saying lower expectation. Number two, you may need to rework the main things. Like I tell my team, I want to structure this business to do what I want, when I want, who I want. And when I'm doing it, I want to be dang good doing it. I want to go boom as hard as I can. I want to over-deliver for people. Maybe you need to eliminate your biggest work distractions, your biggest personal distractions, right? Because I would ask you these hard questions. How important is it that you achieve your targets? How important are your targets to you? Are they important enough to give up the distractions that are keeping you from them? Is your willingness to hit your targets greater than your feelings? Are you using negative emotions to drive positive results? Because I want to end the show today to really get you saying this to yourself. I will not be distracted. I will clear the mechanism. Listen, I've been distracted in my life by all kinds of things. Women, alcohol, partying, success, failure, drama. I've been through it all, man. I've seen it all and been through it all. Now I'm to a place in my life that I want to eliminate this because my goals are so big. I want my impact to be so great that I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to have regret. I don't want to have regret. So therefore, I'm willing to clear that mechanism. Every single week I come to you. Thank you for bearing with me today. I hope you like this. I'm about to go get a good workout in. I know you guys trying to get these pecs bigger, these arms bigger, and everything bigger, thanks to Mr. Jorge, my personal trainer, but I got to get a good workout in this afternoon. So I just sat down and got inspired, thought I'd do a Super Coach for you. Sorry for not putting these out every week. Shame on me. I'm going to put them out every week for you because I believe a good coach can take you to a place that you never even knew you needed to go to. And I can't do that unless I'm pumping out good content. I want to encourage you as I close it out today, get on down to Hotze Health and Wellness in Houston, Texas, and tell them old Coach Burt sent you. And more importantly, get your buddy Monster Producer if you're not in there. $997 for a year. Ridiculous. Let me be your coach for a year. That price point, I promise you, I can move the needle in your life. Everybody needs a coach in life. Thank you for letting me multiply your life, multiply your money, and multiply your business. This has been Super Coach.
There's going to be very little chance that you can become a single-digit millionaire if your business does not even produce $1 million of revenue. This is a day of teaching people an 8-step process I've really used to go from a high school basketball coach to where I am today. As I started to build a business, I started to say, okay, I got to first build a sales machine to get my money up. Everybody agree with that? We're going to look at that today. How do you get paid more money for what you do? Most people do not think about how to build a primary skill, how to package and market that skill, how to decide who would pay the most money for that skill, how to build a network around that skill, and then how to build structures of exchange to ultimately ended up building an intentionally congruent life, meaning money from your businesses is being used to fund your bigger future. Single-digit millionaire is a formula that I'm going to show you. And then once you get your net worth between $1 and $10 million, then we need to start talking about how do we get it to 10 million, and how do we get it to 20 million, and how do we get it to 30 million, and how do we continue to grow that? So this is a book that I'm writing called Single Digit Millionaire. I've turned it into a full day program. We got a great group of people who are here, and I'm really breaking down this concept of transition. What I do with a lot of my cash is I buy assets like this. that I can use to make more money with my coaching business and enjoy those assets. Find a primary skill, market that skill, get compensated for that skill, reinvest in you, reinvest in your business, reinvest in your future to where your net worth is between $1 and $10 million. Because that tells me you're doing something real good. You got to become so good at your hard skill that people are coming to you, and now you got a network of people. You got a bunch of people coming to you. Now you build these structures of exchange, and you let these people play with each other. Then you start building up your value.